correlation and causation. Now, correlation we already know, which is a measure of the relationship between two variables. There can be a positive correlation, a negative correlation, or no correlation. Causation is when a change in one variable causes the change in the other variable. If there is causation, it's going to produce a very strong correlation, either positive or negative. Now, if there is causation, there is definitely a correlation, but that does not go the other way. So if there is correlation, meaning positive or negative, that doesn't necessarily mean that there's a cause for it. It could just be, for example, a coincidence. So let's look at example 4 and see if we can figure this out. Identifying correlation and causation. Tell whether a correlation is likely in each situation. If so, tell whether there is a causal relationship. That's not casual, that's causal. And then explain your reasoning. So let's think about this. Letter A, the time spent exercising and the number of calories burned. So if I spend more time exercising, what's going to happen to the number of calories burned? And I'm thinking, okay, well, the more time I spend exercising, I'm going to burn more calories. So is there a correlation? Yes, positive correlation. Now, the question becomes, is it causal? Meaning, does the time spent exercising cause you have to be able to use that word, cause you to burn more calories? Absolutely. So then I'm going to say, yes, causation, because the more time exercising, and then I'm going to change color here because it causes you to burn more calories. So this does have correlation. This does have causation. Now, letter B. The number of banks and the population of the city. So let's think. If you have more banks, do you think the population of the city would be higher? So I'm thinking, yes, correlation. And it's probably positive because if there's more banks, there's probably more people. Why would you want more banks if there's only like 5 people in the city? You'd only need 1 bank. But is this causal? Meaning, does the number of banks cause the population to increase? Well, no, the number of banks does not cause the population to increase. People having babies causes the population to increase. So this is not causal. So then I'm going to say not causation. Okay, not, because the number of banks does not cause the population to increase. Part C. Time spent playing video games and your grade point average. So, if you spend more time playing video games, what do you think is going to happen to your grade point average? And I'm going to think your grade point average is going to go down. So I'm going to say yes, correlation. And it's probably going to be negative Because guess what? If you're spending more time playing video games, that means you're spending less time doing homework and studying. So the correlation is going to be negative. The more time you spend playing video games, your grade point average goes down. Now, causation. Does time spent playing video games cause your grade point average to go down? And I'm going to say maybe. Okay? So maybe causation, because more time playing games causes less time studying. Now, the reason I put maybe in there is because some kids don't need to study as much as other kids. Other factors could be going into why your grade point average is dropping, but just in the simplicity of this question, if we don't look at all those other factors, yeah, time spent playing video games is going to cause your grade point average to go down because you're not studying.